but I'm not.
You talking? Shh, whatever.
I love this on the Morning Brew with Friends when old high school friends show up. This is Emma Lee, and this is Bettina Sandoval, and you guys are from the Indian Pueblo Cultural Center. And
Yes.
you guys redecorated our set here, which is wonderful. And what do we have here? This is some books and dolls and storytellers and everything.
Yeah, well, good morning. Thank you for having us.
Great to have you guys here.
So we brought some storytellers and some stories. We're talking about our summer camp today.
Right.
And we're going to be doing a lot of hearing stories from elders, looking at storyteller dolls and making storyteller dolls. So this is a little example of some of the stuff we're going to do.
That is very fun. So when is it's the summer day camp, am I right? So when does that kick off and how does somebody get involved?
It starts June 1st for 2 weeks. You can visit our website at www.indianpueblo.org. We have our registration forms on there. You can submit them online or drop them off at the Indian Pueblo Cultural Center.
Oh, very cool. And this is for kids of all ages, even like high school kids, or is this more of a like an elementary school kid camp?
It's ages 6 through 12. There's going to be 2 groups, so you can do. We have 6 through 8, and we have 9 through 12. She'll have 9 through 12, and I'll be doing 6 through 8.
Oh, very cool. So what do you teach the little ones, the 6 to 8-year-olds?
We kind of have a, more a curriculum that's focused around discovery and learning through experiential experiences.
I love it. And then the older kids?
So we have very similar workshops and formats. We've just adjusted the sophistication level for a little bit older audience. And also in our older group, we've hired a student from NACA, our neighbor across the street, Native American Community Academy, an artist, local high school artist, who's going to be the assistant with the older group. So
a peer to help them kind of learn about everything. That's very cool. And you guys sent in a ton of photos. It looks like so much fun. There's kids that are doing a little bit of everything in these things. We have kids making, is this part of a storyteller coming to life here?
So that's ceramics, and we're definitely going to be doing engagement with clay. The bulk of the collection at the Cultural Center is ceramic, so we're going to be utilizing our collection for inspiration. And
they make bowls this awesome?
Well, we're going to take steps in that direction.
Awesome. I love that. Very cool. And then we have a ton more photos. It looks like they're doing everything. It's farming, and they get to learn about food, and this is some plants. I don't know, the marigolds?
Right. Yeah. So part of what Bettina was mentioning is the experiential learning philosophy that we embody. So we don't just read or talk about farming. We actually go out into the community garden and plant and harvest and talk about food and the connection to wellness and Pueblo core values.
Very cool. Well, one thing I think people always forget about is that the Indian Pueblo Culture Center already has an awesome museum too. And the museum there, I haven't been. I hate to admit, just go eat at the restaurant and like have a giant Indian taco and like a burrito or something.
Yeah, and then just keep going into the courtyard and the museum.
And the museum's straight to the back. And the museum has some of the really greatest pottery around. Am I right?
They do.
And from all of the Pueblos.
Correct.
And the Indian Pueblo Cultural Center here, I always forget the numbers. It's like the 9 northern and 15 southern. How many Pueblos are involved in the Cultural Center here? I always forget how many.
So the Cultural Center is the gateway to the 19 Pueblos of New Mexico.
Yeah.
That's correct.
And there's some northern and some southern.
Yes.
Right. And how many northern and how many southern are there? I always forget.
There's 8 northern Pueblos.
Okay.
I'm from Taos Pueblo.
Oh, okay.
The northernmost Pueblo.
Yeah.
So there's 8 northern and
and the rest of them are all the rest of them are southern. And the Pueblo people have a distinct culture and distinct language group. Am I right?
Yeah. There's some say there's 3 languages. One is a group of languages called the Tanoan language group, and there's 3 dialects in that group: Tiwa, Tewa, and Toa.
Right.
So some say there's 5: Tiwa, Tewa, Toa, Karisan, and Zuni.
Wow. Do you speak?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm getting into the fluent side, but I understand more than I speak.
I'm like that with my Spanish.
Right.
I'm still learning though, and without anybody around to practice it with, I lost it a while back. But do you get to teach some of the kids at the summer camp some of the language and how to speak it and how to understand it?
Some, if they're from like if they were from my Pueblo, like, you know, I could teach them a little bit, but we don't really have like a language specific learning time.
Okay, cool. What's your favorite stuff to teach the kids, and what do they seem to really gravitate to? Is it more the hands-on gardening and like pottery stuff, or what's the stuff that really grabs the kids' attention at the summer camp?
Well, I think the attention grabbing part is that we're going to have a really broad range of things for students to do, so students can gravitate towards different activities, and you know, not one thing is going to be everyone's favorite thing. So that's
Right.
why we have illustration, printmaking,
Like making
ceramics.
T-shirts and prints right there.
Yeah.
I love that.
And we'll have Neil Ambrose Smith, a really excellent printmaker, come and do a workshop, and as well as, you know, having archaeologists come and talk about pre-contact, what evidence they find, like at different cultural sites. And so I think it's going to be a really nice program to get all different kinds of interest levels.
That sounds like fun to me. Well, we just got about a minute left here.
Sure.
So what is your favorite part to teach? What do you think is the best, the coolest thing to teach kids?
I think I like to get into the farming because I'm really big on food, and you know, having kids learn about where their food comes from, and like this is a corn plant, you know, because kids don't know that anymore.
Right.
So I really like to do that.
Like that, right? Like it's just like that.
Yeah,
Well, that's
like-
cool. We have the friends. Did you meet the folks who were coming on a little bit from the Beads and Seeds Festival?
I met her, yes.
Yeah,
I'm
and
really
they're
excited
going to be
about
talking
that.
all about the same stuff and where all your food comes from, and you know where local foods come from and how to grow it and everything. So it'll be great. We'll be back in a couple of seconds though on the Morning Brew with friends. We're going to have our friends from Bernalillo County talking about all they've got street projects and parks projects and a little bit of everything coming up.
It's going to be a great summer.
Right, it will be. I can't wait to see how everything works out. And we're going to see what some of these books are here on the Morning Brew with friends with Dragon's Tale. What is this real quick?
This is a book, juvenile characters here. It's from Zuni, Pueblo, talking about the story of corn and food and being grateful for your resources.
Oh, very cool. And the other one is that's from Taos.
Yeah.
Your home neck of the woods there.
Jonathan Warmday, he's a painter. He does a lot of things. But yeah, it's kind of goes through the seasons.
Oh, he signed it too.
Yeah, and there's a lot of pictures of Taos scenery, so
cool.
I really like it.
I haven't been up to Taos in a minute, but the Pueblo is it still occupied? It's still the oldest occupied
Continuously inhabited
building in North
community,
America, right?
basically, yeah.
That's amazing. Does your family live there in the Pueblo or just on the Pueblo land?
We have like our family house that's inside the Pueblo, but then my family, like my brother, sister, mom, dad, we have our own house outside of the Pueblo.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. We'll be back in a couple of seconds on the Morning Brew with friends, and we're going to be back with our friends from Bernalillo County. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff on the Morning Brew.